Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here with another Pokemon Sun and Moon competitive move set analysis or video guide on how to use in singles. We're talking about Oranguru this time, or Oranguru, however you want to call it. This is the normal and psychic type orangutan that we got in Sun and Moon that boosts a really nice, impressive 110 base spadef, decent special attack at 90 and decent HP, as well as decent bulk overall, 80 and 110 with slow speed and pretty low attack. It does have this cool new move in this generation called Instruct. However, that doesn't really pertain much to singles. I think that's actually bad in singles, but it does have some viable movesets, I feel, in the singles metagame, and we're going to talk about them real quick. So first off, we have the Not Slowking set. This is the Trick Room Nasty Plot set with Psyshock and Focus Blast. It's just full-on offensive, quiet-natured, zero speed IVs. Basically, the idea of this set is to set up Trick Room and then sweep, sort of similar to what Slowking does. Actually, this is kind of the exact same moveset that Slowking runs, except it has Scald and Psyshock over Focus Blast. But Focus Blast is your last move. It just allows it to hit steals and pretty much everything that Psyshock doesn't hit outside of Pokemon like Sableye or Shedinja. So I would definitely advise pairing Hazards with this, pairing a Fairy type to deal with Sableye. Outside of that, being normal and Psychic is actually really cool because this becomes a Pokemon that Gengar cannot touch for super effective damage. Being normal type means that it does have that immunity to ghosts, so that's really cool for a Pokemon like this. And Psychic type also neutralizes the weakness to fighting, so it does have a weakness to dark, however, bugs, so definitely be careful around those. But again, this set itself just maximizes HP, and the goal of it is to set up Trick Room and then Nasty Plot sweep just because of your natural bulk. You set up your own Trick Room and then you Nasty Plot up and just start hitting, which is why your special attack is maxed out at 306, and Inner Focus is your preferred ability because Telepathy doesn't really help you in singles, and neither does Symbiosis. So Inner Focus, just not being able to flinch. I mean, being able to set up Trick Room versus a Pokemon like Jirachi's Iron Head is pretty cool. Also, the fact that Aegislash cannot touch you with its Stab Shadow Ball is really nice. Flash Cannon is also one of the ways it can touch you, but it doesn't hurt as much just because of your nice natural bulk, and maximizing your HP helps that. Next up, we have the Not Tapu Lele set, which would be the Choice Specs Oranguru. I just thought it was funny to name the first two sets after Pokemon that can do them and arguably better. Main reason Slowking can do this run better is because it doesn't have to run Trick Room. It can also just run Slack Off. I'm hoping that in the future, definitely not in this generation, but in the next generation, Oranguru decides that it can mate with Slacking and get Slack Off. So that would be really cool. If this thing can get Slack Off, then I think it'd go up as a viable Trick Room user. Also, there are options or other viability you can that would help running more of a support Trick Room set a lot better, because at this point, why run this when I can run Slacking or Slowbro, which can do it and threaten my opponent with Scald. But the Not Tapu Lele set is a Choice Spec set. You run Psyshock to hit mons like Chansey and Blissey on the physical side. Focus Blast is there for steals. Shadow Ball hits Aegislash as well as HP Fire with enough speed EVs to outspeed support Scizor. Pretty much min speed Mega Scizor. This allows you to outspeed that while maximizing your special attack, and the rest is put in bulk. Now, Psyshock is also really nice for Pokemon like Calmline and Clefable, since you're able to smack them on the physical side. As well as, again, Shadow Ball allowing you to deal with Aegislash, not really carrying it. Very similar to Choice Specs Tapu Lele, except Tapu Lele obviously has the Psychic Terrain on its side that boosts that special attack. But this thing definitely has the bulk and can afford to run bulk, whereas Tapu Lele has to run speed, otherwise it's going to go down to a lot of attacks. But you can definitely try Nature Power on this thing as well, or Energy Ball. Energy Ball is also another option. Nature Power is also another option. I believe Nature Power defaults to Tri-Attack, so that becomes a Stab Tri-Attack in battle, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, having that ability to paralyze, freeze, or burn your opponent, pretty cool move. But outside of that, I think this would be like the standard. Maybe Psychic can be run as well, but I like Psyshock being able to touch Pokemon on the physical side, especially Combine users. Next up, we have the Combine Breaker. Now, this Pokemon runs just enough speed for Clefable, and it's just fully physical HP and defense. It's Combine, Taunt, Psyshock, and Shadow Ball. With Combine, Psyshock, and Taunt, you don't have to worry about a Pokemon like Blissey or Chansey. You don't have to worry about them going for Toxic. You do outspeed them. With the 16 speed, like I said, you do outspeed Combine Clefable. With your natural bulk, you beat it 1v1, as well as the fact that Psyshock hits on the physical side. And if you taunt it, it cannot Thunder Wave you, so you will be faster. This also outspeeds Celesteela. And Heavy Slam, I believe, is a 4-hit KO. It's a 0.9% chance to be a 3-hit KO. So most of the time, it's a 4-hit KO. Actually, 0.9 would round down in Pokemon, so it's a 0% chance to be a 3-hit KO. So it's a 4-hit KO on you, and you could taunt it, prevent it from leech seeding. Granted, your Shadow Ball isn't doing too much. I would pair this with a knockoff user or a Magnezone even to trap Skarmory, trap Celesteela. Shadow Ball is the preferred last move because it allows you to deal with Pokemon like Combine Clefable. Not Combine Clefable, Combine Sableye a bit better, though I would also pair it with a Fairy type just because you want to be able to deal with that. Also, the fact that you have just great natural Spadef and Psyshock allows you to beat Combine Tapu Fini as well. Now, the final set, also taunting, sorry, I know I'm saying also a lot, but taunting is nice for Pokemon like Hippowdon or Skarmory that want to phase you. You can taunt. Whirlwind and Roar are both negative priority, so taunt will go before them. And it just helps. Versus bulkier mons as well. You stop them from recovering. The last set is Sub Combine. Pretty much the exact same thing. I don't know why it has 160. It's just still be 160 speed. You can creep as well, but it just, instead of relying on taunt, you Sub Combine up. That way you beat special attackers. That way Age Slash cannot toxic you. Actually, Age Slash cannot touch you. And if you wanted, Shadow Ball is run here because it hits Pokemon like Celesteela more accurately, as well as Sableye, but you can run Focus Blast as well on this set. Shadow Ball can also be ran if you want to touch Age Slash better, and this is probably a better version to take on the special attacking Age Slash, not the SD version. SD version would beat you with Shadow Claw into Shadow Sneak. But Sub Combine allows you to avoid status, allows you to set up on those bulkier Combine Pokemon while still being able to avoid Thunder Wave from Fable, and you can Combine up and boost alongside it, and Psyshock again hitting on the physically defensive side, the side that they're not boosting, so you can beat them with that. Now, I feel like Oranguru is a really interesting Pokemon, but that has a lot more use in VGC than it does in singles, and because of that, I actually invited my boy Wolfe, the VGC World Champion of last year, to actually talk a little bit about the VGC sets, because I felt like it was important to give you guys a different look on it, especially for those that play VGC and follow me. So hope you guys, give him a little warm welcome and whatnot. Obviously, he's not here with me. I'm just inserting a clip, but I do want you guys to give him a warm welcome, and let me know if you want to see more VGC sets from a pro. I do play VGC, but I'm not like the best at it, so let me know if you want to see more of that, and I'll catch you guys at the end of this video. So take it away, Wolf.
Thanks so much, Joey. What's going on, guys? My name is Wolfe. I'm the 2016 Pokemon World Champion, and today I'm here to walk you guys through some sets and some guides to Oranguru in terms of VGC. So Joey obviously is a real master of single battling, and I personally specialize more in the VGC format, which is a double battle, so it opens up a lot more possibilities. So one of the Pokemon that's like super hyped right now going into the VGC season, and after testing it a bit, I can definitely see why, is Oranguru. And it's really exciting for a number of reasons, and it's like a really cool Pokemon. So basically, Joey probably told you guys, but Oranguru is really interesting because of its telepathy ability combined with its unique move Instruct. And basically the way that Instruct works is it forces the target of the move Instruct to use the move, whatever the last move that it used, it forces it to use it again. And so basically this, in double battling, this sets up for a lot of really interesting combinations where Oranguru can instruct its partner Pokemon, because in double battles you can target your partner, and that will allow it to use the same move twice. So it basically allows Oranguru to diversify and to run a bunch of defensive EVs, be a very defensive Pokemon while still contributing to offensive pressure with the move Instruct. So that's kind of the main niche that Oranguru does fill. So these EVs overall here are just to maximize its overall bulk. So if you guys are interested, I'm doing a guide series right now where I'm walking through some of the more common, I'm just walking through, like, I'm going to try and do every single Pokemon that's legal in VGC, or every Pokemon that's like viable in VGC. I'm doing a guide series similar to what Joey's doing, but for VGC, because VGC I know it can be like super intimidating to get into and stuff. So I have more sets and more guides like this on my channel if you're interested. But basically, here's the way it works. What I like to do is I like to show calcs. And so basically what this Oranguru set does is I use it defensively to live a wild charge because of its citrus berry. So it can take 2 wild charges for max attack Tapu Koko, and that's without Intimidate, that's in electric terrain, so it's a very strong move, one of the strongest physical moves that isn't super effective in the game. And I also I was curious, this is how much Thunderbolt will do. Very, very, very unlikely that it will 3-hit KO, so it's basically a 4-hit KO with these EVs. So overall it maximizes bulk, and then Wood Hammer is very, very strong in grassy terrain, but as you can see, it almost never KOs. And this is with max attack Tapu Bulu as well, so that's what the defensive EVs do. In terms of move, Protect is like always used on VGC teams because in double battling it's like really essential, and especially on a Trick Room Pokemon like Oranguru, it's really, really important to have Protect. Trick Room is because this is Oranguru, it wants to be reversing the speeds. Trick Room reverses the speeds of the Pokemon on the field, and so it's a really interesting mechanic. I've already talked about Instruct, and then Taunt can be used in VGC, or like is used in VGC a fair amount, and also Psychic is just solid. Psychic terrain is pretty common at the moment, and also it's just good to have some damage output for Pokemon that like when your partner wants to protect, for example, or if you want to finish off a low HP Pokemon, or you want to break through a Focus Sash, Psychic is really, really good. So that's the first set. In terms of changes you can make, you can switch Citrus Berry to Mental Herb if you want, but I would actually recommend different EVs, slightly different EVs if you do so. Let's actually, if you're going to switch the item, I recommend you use these EVs instead. They're almost the same, but I've changed them a little bit. Yes, cool. So this is basically the exact same thing, except this Oranguru is meant to beat Marowak. Alolan Marowak is really, really common right now, and I'm so sorry, I didn't run the calc, so I'll just plug this in real quick. Oranguru with Iron Ball, the idea is that you can run, Oranguru is like not that slow, and in order to be using Instruct, like ideally you should be using Instruct after like before the opponent can move, and so for slow Pokemon like Alolan Marowak, it can be problematic. It can be like, it's because it's so fast, and so, or sorry, because it's so slow, and that means that Oranguru, as you can see, this Oranguru has 58 speed without anything else, and Marowak without investment is 65 speed, but if it decides to go slow, it can easily underspeed Oranguru, and that's like a real problem. So the idea with Iron Ball here is that you can use this with a Pokemon like Torkoal. I personally recommend Torkoal as a partner for this set, and the EVs are slightly different. I just wanted to make sure that you always lived Wood Hammer from Tapu Bulu. That's the real change here, and I thought, like, because you don't have Citrus Berry, the defense is like, it's more important to not get O-Code, whereas with the Citrus Berry set, you can afford to take the chances. It's like very similar sets, but I personally prefer like the security on this Iron Ball set more, because the special defense matters less, because most special attacks that you take are going to be 2-hit KOing you anyways. So, and it's not like there's any special attacks that are going to OHKO you realistically, unless you get hit with like some crazy special type or special dark type Z move. So, yeah, same idea here, same moves. Foul Play is used instead of Psychic because it hits Marowak for more damage, especially if they invest in special defense. And overall, it's like, it's just a solid move. It's also better versus Gyarados, I believe. I need to check that, but you can also use Psychic if you want. But the main difference here is that you can use Iron Ball. You can also use Mental Herb or maybe Leftovers as well on this set. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I'm gonna end this one here. But if you're interested in seeing more stuff like this, I actually have a guide on Oranguru with some other sets as well that you guys can check out. So thank you so much, Joey, for having me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, take care, guys.
Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and check out my buddy Wolfe. His link is down below, as well as subscribe for more competitive analysis on my channel and showcases. Feel free to follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Links are also down below, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, friends.